They thought they were untouchable, built on fear, intimidation, and chaos. The so-called mafia believed no one could challenge their reign. But you didn't confront them with noise. You studied in silence. While they operated with arrogance, you moved with precision. While they relied on fear, you relied on discipline. You didn't need a crowd to announce your moves. You let results speak. Every setback fueled your strategy. Every betrayal sharpened your focus. They underestimated the quiet one, the patient one, the one who never reacted, only calculated. But now, their empire is dust. Their era is over. You didn't just play the game. They didn't even realize you rewrote the rules until it was too late. The same ones who dismissed you now defer to you. They don't call the shots anymore. You do. Because you didn't just beat them. You became the one thing they feared most. The boss. If you're here right now, it's not by accident. You're part of a different breed, the kind that doesn't just survive, but dominates. So, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 5,000 subscribers, and drop a comment to let them know the reign is over and the new era has begun. The world around you was a battlefield of blaring egos and reckless bravado. They screamed their power, flexing with wild, desperate energy, like children throwing tantrums to get their way. Their noise was their weapon, a shield they hid behind. But you understood the power of quiet. While they shouted to be seen and heard, you let silence be your armor. In that stillness, you saw everything clearly, like a hawk watching prey from the sky, calculating every move, every weakness, without uttering a word. Noise draws attention, but silence commands respect. You mastered the art of restraint. You didn't need to prove yourself with empty words or loud displays. Your strength was measured in your patience, your ability to wait, observe, and strike when the moment was right. The loud often make mistakes. The quiet perfect their plans. And as their chaotic noise faded into oblivion, your calm presence grew louder than any scream. Remember, silence isn't absence. It's presence. It's the deep, unwavering confidence that lets the world wonder what's coming next. While they wasted their energy on loud distractions, you conserved yours, building, sharpening, evolving. You knew that true power doesn't need a spotlight. It lives in the shadows, waiting to rise. Anger is a wildfire, brilliant but uncontrollable, and it burns everything it touches. Those around you let their tempers consume them, rushing headfirst into battles fueled by emotion rather than reason. Their impulsiveness was their downfall, leading to reckless decisions that fractured their empires. But your mind stayed icy cold. When chaos erupted, you were the calm in the storm, the steady hand guiding the ship through turbulent seas. Cold thinking means foresight. It means stepping back from the heat of the moment to evaluate every possible outcome before making a move. While others reacted like wildfire, you built foundations that could withstand any blaze. Every challenge, every setback, you dissected with surgical precision. You turned obstacles into opportunities, pain into lessons, and losses into stepping stones. This calm rationality gave you an edge no one saw coming. When they were blinded by rage, you saw the entire board. When they destroyed what they had in fits of fury, you quietly constructed your legacy, brick by brick, with unshakable discipline. The truth is, rage can start fires, but only a cold mind can build an empire that lasts. In their world, power was flash and firepower. They brandished weapons, literal or figurative, to intimidate and control, expecting submission through fear. But you wielded something far more potent: patience. While their guns roared, you stayed silent, watching, waiting. You knew that every trigger pulled, every show of force, burned their resources and exposed their vulnerabilities. Patience isn't passive, it's fierce. It's the strength to endure setbacks, to bide your time, and to strike when your opponent's guard is down. While they rushed to claim victories that quickly crumbled, you invested in long-term strategy, in relationships, in mastering your craft. You understood that true power isn't about the immediate win, but the legacy you build over years of steady, calculated effort. History remembers the patient, the rulers who endure the storm, who wait for the right moment to turn the tides. Your patience transformed you from prey into predator. Every moment you waited sharpened your edge, honed your instincts, and made your eventual strike unstoppable. They may have had the guns, but you had the unbreakable will to outlast and outsmart them all. You started as their target, the underdog everyone dismissed, the one left to absorb the blows and ridicule. But targets can become hunters. You didn't just play their game, you studied it. Every move they made was a lesson, every attack an opportunity. Where they saw weakness, you saw potential. While they laughed at your setbacks, you quietly recalibrated, turning their aggression into your advantage. Becoming a tactician means understanding the bigger picture, seeing 3-4 steps ahead when others are stuck reacting to the present. You weren't just reacting, you were planning. Your every action was deliberate, a piece of a grander strategy designed to outmaneuver and outlast. You built a chessboard where they played checkers, controlling the flow of the game and forcing them into positions they didn't even realize were traps. It's easy to feel powerless when you're in the crosshairs. But real power comes from shifting your role from victim to strategist. You flipped the narrative, rewriting the rules to fit your strength. No longer the hunted, you became the one who decides who wins and who falls. The board belonged to you, and every piece moved under your command. In the world they ruled, trust was a currency easily spent and quickly depleted. Betrayal was their preferred tool, a dagger in the back for personal gain. Alliances were fragile, promises hollow, and loyalty a fleeting illusion. They thrived on chaos and division, using betrayal as a weapon to keep others off balance and fearful. But you built your foundation on something far rarer: discipline. Discipline isn't flashy or loud, but it's the backbone of every lasting empire. It's waking up every day with purpose, even when the world is crumbling. It's keeping your word to yourself when no one else is watching. While they stabbed each other in the back, you forged your path with integrity and relentless self-control. That discipline allowed you to rise above their petty games and build something unshakable. Your consistency was your greatest weapon. While their betrayals tore apart their own ranks, your discipline held you together, made you resilient, and earned you respect. In a world fueled by treachery, you were the calm force of reliability, the rock they couldn't break, and that made all the difference. They expected you to lash out, to crumble, to let your emotions take control. They wanted to see you lose your balance, to prove they were right about you. But you refused to be a puppet to their provocations. Instead of reacting in the moment, you stepped back, observed, and crafted your next move with cold precision. You didn't give them the satisfaction of chaos. You gave them the cold calculation of a master. Strategizing means controlling the battlefield inside your mind before the first piece moves. You turned your pain, your frustrations, and your setbacks into raw material for your plans. Every challenge became a case study, every insult a clue. While they rushed headlong into conflict, you stayed several moves ahead, turning their impulsiveness into your opportunity. The beauty of strategy is that it transforms chaos into order. It gives you power over the uncontrollable, over people, situations, and even your own emotions. When others reacted like storms, you moved like the tide, patient but unstoppable. They thought they controlled the game, but the truth is, you were the one quietly writing the playbook. They operated on a surface level, simple moves, predictable tactics, short-term wins. Their thinking was linear, their goals immediate and often shallow. They played checkers, moving in straight lines, capturing pieces without foresight. But you built an entire chessboard, complex, layered, strategic. Your every decision was calculated not just for now, but for what it would unlock in the future. Chess is a game of patience, foresight, and sacrifice. It requires seeing the entire field, anticipating the opponent's moves, and making choices that might not pay off immediately, but guarantee victory in the end. You weren't interested in quick gains or empty victories. You aimed for control, for influence, for domination that would stand the test of time. This mindset made you untouchable. While they fought battles one by one, you orchestrated the war itself. Every move was part of a bigger vision, every sacrifice a step closer to your ultimate goal. They played for today, you built for forever. They let their emotions rule them, rage, fear, jealousy, driving decisions that made them reckless and vulnerable. When emotions take the wheel, logic and reason lose their power. They crumbled under pressure, reacted impulsively, and burned bridges that could have been their strongest alliances. But you mastered your emotions. You didn't suppress them. You harnessed them. Control is not about coldness. It's about mastery. You transformed your pain into motivation, your anger into focus, your fear into preparation. Every emotion became fuel that powered your discipline and sharpened your instincts. Where they saw weakness, you found strength. Where they faltered, you stood firm. Being king means reigning over yourself first. It means leading with clarity and calm when everything around you threatens to explode. Your emotional control wasn't a limitation. It was your greatest weapon, turning chaos into opportunity and fear into fuel. Their power was a storm, loud, forceful, and terrifying. But storms pass. They leave destruction, but eventually they fade into memory. Their dominance was built on fragile foundations: intimidation, quick wins, and fear-based loyalty. It was loud and flashy, but fleeting. You built something different. Your power is like a mountain, steady, unmovable, eternal. Permanent power is rooted in respect, trust, and relentless consistency. It grows quietly beneath the surface, unseen by those obsessed with flash and show. While they chased quick gratification, you invested in legacy. Your empire isn't just about control. It's about influence that lasts beyond moments or lifetimes. They will remember their noise, but history will remember your silence, your strategy, your discipline, and the unshakable presence that outlasted all storms. That is power. That is permanence. Pressure can break the strongest souls, but for you, it was a forge. Every challenge, every obstacle piled on you, instead of cracking you, made you stronger, harder, and sharper. When others faltered under stress, losing their way and their minds, you found clarity. You thrived in the heat of the moment because you had prepared for it. Crushing pressure means transforming pain into purpose. It means meeting adversity head-on with grit and determination, refusing to back down or bend. The weight of expectation and hardship didn't shatter your resolve. It sharpened your focus and tested your willpower, proving that you were made for this moment. Your rise is a testament to resilience, the kind of strength that only comes from standing tall when the world is trying to bring you down. You didn't just survive pressure, you dominated it. They left destruction in their wake. Burned bridges, broken promises, and severed ties that once held them together. Their hunger for power was selfish and short-sighted, destroying relationships that could have supported their reign. You, on the other hand, saw the value of connection. While they tore down, you built up. Building an empire isn't just about conquest. It's about community, trust, and legacy. You nurtured alliances, fostered loyalty, and strengthened bonds. You understood that true power is collective, not solitary. While they isolated themselves with fear and paranoia, you united people under a vision stronger than any one individual. You became the architect of a future built on respect, collaboration, and unwavering purpose. They may have watched their kingdoms crumble, but you built yours to last, not just with power, but with people. They cried, complained, and made excuses. They wasted time in empty words and useless drama. But you spared no energy for distractions. Your path was clear. Execute. No matter the challenge, the pain, or the opposition, you moved forward with ruthless efficiency. Action spoke louder than words, and you spoke volumes. Execution is the true measure of power. Ideas, plans, and dreams are worthless without the grit and determination to make them real. You didn't wait for permission or approval. You didn't let fear stall your progress. You were relentless, disciplined, and unstoppable. Every step was purposeful, every move intentional. No tears, no chatter, just relentless action that shattered expectations and crushed resistance. You became the storm that didn't just threaten, but transformed everything in your path. Fear is a poison that clouds judgment and weakens resolve. They thrived on spreading fear, using it as a tool to control and manipulate. But fear is a fragile fuel. It burns hot, but quickly fades. You rejected fear's grip. Instead, you fed on focus, a laser-sharp clarity that kept your eyes on the prize and your mind unshakable. Focus is the power to drown out distractions, to silence doubt, and to lock in on your goals with relentless determination. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the loud from the legendary. While they wasted energy on panic and paranoia, you conserved yours for what truly mattered: building, growing, and conquering. Your focus was your fortress. It shielded you from chaos, doubt, and distraction, allowing you to rise above the noise and claim what was rightfully yours. They thought you were just a player, someone to be beaten, moved, or ignored. But you weren't content with being a piece on their board. You transcended their expectations and rewrote the narrative in your favor. Becoming the game means owning the entire arena, the power, the influence, and the respect that comes with being the one who shapes reality. You didn't just participate, you led. You didn't just survive, you dominated. The game bent to your will because you were no longer a participant, but the architect of every move. This is ultimate power, to shape the world around you rather than be shaped by it. And that power is yours. Their downfall echoed with noise, crashing, shouting, and desperate pleas. It was messy, chaotic, and ultimately self-inflicted. They burned out in a blaze of their own arrogance and short-sightedness. Your rise, by contrast, was the quiet storm that swept in and changed everything. It was steady, unstoppable, and destined to be remembered. Legendary rises are not about drama or spectacle. They are about relentless determination, unyielding discipline, and unwavering vision. You climbed every rung of the ladder with grit, overcoming every obstacle with grace. Your success wasn't a fluke or a flash in the pan. It was earned, crafted, and fought for in silence. Now, as the dust settles, they don't just see your